Welcome everybody back to Goblets and Warlocks. Just getting some water. Welcome. This is the prologues for Dragonlance. So tonight's gonna be a little bit is very first debut of Dragonlance, and what we're going to be doing tonight is going to be a little bit of a setup. I want to make sure actually. Yeah. So everybody should be able to hear me. All right, cool. So how it's going to work? We're going to go through. There's 3 preludes that we need to go through. We're going to go up through each characters. We're going to do our paladin and our cleric first, and then we're going to move on to our wizard, and then do the wizard one, and then we're going to do the rest of the party at the end. As I was saying, we're going to start out with our Hinders, the new playable race with this campaign, and they're a paladin and cleric. We'll be establishing how they get their powers and their deities and all that good stuff. I won't go too much into it. And then, like I said, we'll move on to our wizards, which is T-Cat. I'm sure a lot of people are in stream waiting to see her, but she's going next, and then the rest of our party is going to go. So that's basically how it's going to work. Do this preload. Go to be right back screen, go to the next one, be right back screen, and then the next one, and then be it. And then next week will be our first official episode. So thank you for everybody for hanging out. Thank you for the follows. Did I get Dark Knight 7250? Thank you for the follow. You can give a D4 to any player you like. You can give your D4 to these fine lovely folk, and then or one of the other players. So speaking of, so Vera, would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself? Don't talk about your character or anything, but you can introduce yourself.
Nyla.
Okay, Nyla. All right, welcome to the campaign. All right, V-Spread, your turn.
I'm V, or V-Spread, whichever you want to say. This is my first campaign like this, so I'm super excited. But yeah, that's me. So
all right, with that being said, I don't really have a lot of announcements right now. I'm currently trying to stay days for my work. If I am able to stay day shift, I'll be able to continue our normal schedule. If not, all my games are essentially going to be bi-weekly games. Still working that angle, so stand by on that. Next time we'll be live on this channel will be Monday for Order of the Goblet episode 8, if I remember correctly, the Order of the Goblet. And then after Order of the Goblet, I'm planning on doing a painting stream sometime next week if I have time. I need to finish Isla's form. Finish that one, and then on Friday would be the official start of this campaign. So with that being said, let's get into tonight's episode. Hope you all enjoyed the new intro, or not new intro, this the intro for this campaign. 2 of our characters are yet to have the art completely made. Me, she is doing the art for all the characters, and 2 of them she just did not get quite done yet, so she'll be able to jump on and introduce herself in the last session that we have. So with that being said, sit back, grab your goblet, and let's enjoy this brand new campaign.
Always knew a missing piece, waiting in the dark, like a quiet melody, that if I listened hard, I could hear the sound rising from the ground, every moment until now. I was dying to change from a spark to a flame. I want fire, burns bright, I'm fighting to reach it, but the higher I fly and falling to pieces inside, even when On the edge of giving up, letting go tonight. I have waited long enough. When I close my eyes, I can hear the sound rising from the crowd. Wanna let it out, 'cause I'm starting to change from a spark to a flame. I want fire, fire that burns bright and fighting to reach it. But the higher, higher that I fly and falling to pieces inside. Even when it's hot, even when it's high, never gonna quit, never gonna stop. Fire, fire, tonight I'm lighting up the black sky.
And she's finished my art.
She's finished her art as we're live. All right, well, welcome into tonight's episode where our characters are coming in to the world of Kryn. I'll say this: all the characters know of each other. They just never met personally. So all the characters have a mutual friend called Itzpin. Itzpin has passed away, and the characters are traveling with a group of travelers. These two are not by themselves. It's more like a travel trade en route to the city that they're headed to. So, Vera, at this time, would you like to describe your character?
I am a Kender Paladin. 3'2", half-shaved head. A little too hyper and looking around at everything all the time. You can't keep my attention for long.
Okay, and how you say your name? Mela?
Mela.
Mela? Would you like to describe your character?
Sure. I am a kinder cleric, a kinder cleric. That's tongue twister for you.
Casey.
Sorry?
Casey, Kender Cleric.
Oh yeah, maybe. So I'm also, I think 5'2" or 5'3", or not 5'3". That's number dyslexia. 3'2" or something. There we go. Red hair. I'm a little bit more mellow, but also just trying to experience the world and love learning new things and make friends with literally everybody. So that is Mela.
You have traveled all day, and you decided to rest for the night by the campfire. I give y'all a few seconds to introduce each other to see each other on the other side of the campfire.
Hi, I'm Mela.
Mela.
Just been walking around. How about you?
At a campfire.
Yep.
Where you headed?
So I've been going to and from some surrounding villages, just giving a bit of healing here and there. What about you?
Healing. Curious.
Yeah, I'm a cleric. So
What was your name again?
I'm Mela. I don't think I caught your name.
I didn't give it.
Good reason why I didn't catch it then.
You can share the fire.
Oh, thank you. I'll sit down. You want any water? Got a canteen full for traveling.
I'm good, thank you.
Great. Where are you traveling to?
Back home.
Been away long?
Not very.
I've been away from my home for about a year now.
And you're traveling alone.
Yeah, most of the time, yeah. I sometimes travel with some acquaintances, but most of the time, yeah. But I've got a good friend, but I did have a good friend. I think his funeral's soon, so
They've passed on.
unfortunately, yeah. But I'm gonna really
Good
miss
death?
him. Sorry?
Was it a good death?
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know. Is that paladin armor that I see you wearing?
It's armor.
Oh. How you been a paladin long?
I can defend myself.
It's a good talent to have.
I assume you can too, given you're alone.
I suppose. Yeah, I don't like hurting other people, but if I need, yeah.
You said Mela.
Yes.
Are you from Volgling?
Not originally, but that's my home base right now, if you will. Been traveling to and from there. That's where my friend actually lived.
You know Ibsen.
Mr. Greenshield, you know him?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Okay.
so are you
My
going
name's
back?
Vera. I'm
nice to-
headed for his funeral as well.
Well, I wish we met under better circumstances.
No better meeting than to send someone off.
So, where were you? If you're traveling back home, if you don't mind me asking.
Kalaman.
Interested?
As you're all having this discussion, one of the people that's in your traveling group, don't recognize him, don't know him in person, he's just kind of there helping. He throws some wood on the fire. Alright, we're going to be the fog in the morning, and you might want to get some rest. And it's still a long journey. So it's been a long journey today. I know I'm going to get some rest, and while the other lads finish tidying up our camp. But alright.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You'll
Make
tell.
sure someone's standing watch.
Oh, he's already walked off.
Yeah. Right. Well, would it be alright if I stayed close? You're one of the first people who's really talked to me on this trip.
People don't tend to trust Kenders.
Not that I found, no. So stick together?
Agreed.
All right. Right, I make my bed.
I'll take a little longer than her. Do a little walk around the camp, but I'll also bed down.
As you're taking a walk around the camp, you see the rest of the travelers. Some has already made their bedrolls, passed out by the campfire. It's roughly about 4 or 5. As you notice, you see like they have set up some kind of watch rotation. Obviously, this is not a war band. It's just more of a trade traveling band. You just call it. You want to travel by yourselves to Volgar. You don't see anything really out of ordinary. So do you make your bed and go to sleep too?
I will.
As both of y'all curl up in your bedrolls, dreaming, wishing that you had powers, because the gods that you've chosen to follow have not been in this world for many years. And your training and everything, just nothing has come alight of it. And as you're sitting there, you both wake up. It's that same spot you are as you went to sleep, the campfire there. But not the rest of the people, not the rest of the band. And all you see is each other.
Was it a noise that woke us?
No, it's not a noise. You just woke up.
I will go check the watch. Maybe, would you like to join me?
Well,
Since
don't
you're
see-
awake?
well, I don't see anybody else around us. There's nobody with us. It's just the two of us. I think. I mean, we can walk a little bit of ways, but
Isn't that strange?
it's very strange. Yes. Can I make a perception check, maybe, around the
You don't
fire?
have to.
Okay, cool.
As you're standing around. As you start looking around, you realize you stand in the center of a forest clearing. Clashing steel echoes from the thicket beyond. As you look around, you realize piles of bodies covered on the ground. One of the fallen clutches something against her chest. You're not sure what it is, but you feel the urge to reach for it. Before you can, the object glows and it flashes with intense light.
The devil?
I kneel by the person. And can I try and grab it out of their hand?
I'm reading my weapon.
As you reach for it, you realize the body you're trying to reach for vanishes right in front of your face.
You saw that too, right?
I did.
I stand back up.
You turn back and look, all your belongings are gone. Off in the distance, you see a crumbling stone structure lies among the undergrowth. The roof is pierced by the trunk of an immense tree, but the walls are mostly intact. A large empty doorframe leads inside.
I'll head over there.
I'll go with.
Keep your wits about you.
I
As you approach the ruin, as you enter, the tree, visible from the outside, breaks through the ruin's marble floor, stretches through the collapsed ceiling around it, broken statues line with the remaining walls, standing in crumbling alcoves.
Hello? Is anyone here? I'm going to carefully go inside.
Oh, that's what you see when you go inside. It's a big marble room with a tree erupted in, and then there's statues in different alcoves, like off to the side, like then into the walls. It seems to be statues of something.
Can I go look at the statue?
Sure. Give me a religion check.
Oh god, the first roll.
You got this.
+0. 19.
Nice. As you're looking around, some of these statues are more damaged than others, but you start seeing Paladine, Brantula, Abikat, Kirijoth, Marjorie, Mishkala, Solarine. These are all the gods from this world. And then you see an amulet on the floor in the shape of a falcon. You also see a wreath on the floor with blue strings like woven in the middle.
I walk over to the wreath.
You
Do I
walk
notice
with-
anything?
You immediately notice this is a symbol of your god that you worship. Farah, as you get closer, you recognize the falcon as one of the symbols of Freya. And they're glowing.
I'm going to pick it up.
You feel Freya's presence within you. You feel the power of her flowing through you now. My child. I know I'm not from this world, but I feel your worships. And this world is doomed unless you do something about it.
What would you have me do?
Whatever you see fit, my child. If you are willing to take my power and earn your trust and earn your place in Valhalla, do you wish?
You have my sword.
There will be trials for you to take. And when you prove worthy, you can be my champion.
Blessed be the Odin.
Mela. Did you pick yours up too?
Not yet, but I was about to.
Almost at the
She
same
just
time.
hears me talking to myself.
Yeah. And then I pick it up.
Not weird at all.
Well, I should say this. As you pick yours up, Vera, everything around you fades away. Mela, you see her fade away.
Okay.
And then Mela, as you're grabbing almost the same time as Vera's grabbing her amulet. Who has my amulet? Who are you?
I fall to my knees and I go, "My lady, I am your humble servant, Mela."
He left this world a long time ago. Are you trying to save it?
Yes, my lady. If that is your wish.
Do you wish to wield my power?
If you would give it to me.
Dark times are ahead. This world will need you in the end. You have my power. Keep your compassion and your love for others as they will need it. Take my power and heal the wounded and help your friends.
I will do my best, my lady.
The road is darkest before the light. As you hold this amulet in your hand, feel the power start flowing through your body. And then y'all wake up at camp. Bright morning. The rest of the crowd is already started packing up for the road. Alright, you sleepyheads, you've been sleeping for a while. It's about time to get a move on. We gotta get the Vulgar here soon. There might be a storm rolling in.
Right. Thank you, sir.
There's some coffee and some bacon on the campfire we left for you.
Thank you.
He
I'm going to
bows
search
and
for the amulet. Do I still have it?
I'll still have it.
So, I think I had a strange dream last night and you were in it. So weird, but I have this amulet now.
Same.
Maybe it wasn't a dream.
She said darkness was coming.
Yes. I don't know about you, but I don't know what to do now.
The gods will show us the way.
Indeed. For now, though, I think it's best if we stick together until they show us our paths.
I agree.
Yeah. Let's get packed up.
I assume our belongings are all back.
Yeah. You can come to the conclusion that you're in some kind of dream state or something. You feel like you, Vera, you had the urge to place this emblem on your body. Your starting magical weapon or item was your boots, correct?
Yes.
As you hold this emblem, you feel it like disappear and then reappear on your boots are these falcons embroidered in your boots, and now your boots are powerful. Mela, remind me what your magical item was.
A staff.
Okay. As you're holding the wreath wraps around the staff all the way up. And then at the top is a nice little wreath that forms as an ancient object at the top. And now your staff is more powerful than you've ever had before. You feel your God's presence through the staff and the powers that she has granted you on top of it.
I'm gonna go test out my boots.
I'm gonna grab a quick breakfast since we're all packed up. But I'll keep in sight of you if that's alright.
As you take the time, it takes an hour to attune to these items if you have to attune to them, so this is your time attuning to these items. And as you attune to these items, you eat breakfast, you pack up, and start heading on your road to home. And that's the end of y'all's prologue. Thank you for joining. We'll go to Be Right Back screen. You'll see that for right now till I can swap players out. And next will be Lorwyn, our wizard. So thank you everybody for hanging out. Stick with us. Say goodbye, guys.
Cool.
Welcome back, everybody. We're now in our Lorwyn. This is our friendly T-Cat. So would you like to introduce yourself and talk about anything you got going on?
Anything I got going on, not so much. Other than I just stream on Monday and Tuesdays painting miniature figures, but to introduce myself as a character, you want me to go ahead?
Sure, ain't nobody else here introduced, so you can describe your character to everybody else, because you don't have anybody else in your prologue with you.
Yeah, Lorwyn is a Sylvanesti elf single child, who has come to live in the village with Espen and everyone else, and she's still getting used to it, for lack of better terms. And she's okay with it, but she'd rather be home. She'd rather go home, but you can't go home right now. So that's kind of where we're at.
You are just south of...
I'm so far away from home.
You're just south of Vorg. I lost. What's the name of the damn city? Vogdor? Is that right? Am I saying it right? Jesus.
We'll go with that. I don't think anyone will.
Vogler. There we go. Vogler. I had another tab open. I went to the wrong one. Got it. So you're just south of Vogler. Is tonight you've been long awaiting your trial. Your
And I'm
trial
nervous.
is at the bar just south of Vogler. Tonight is an important night. Ahead rises the bar, a jagged, half-ruined spire of gray stone. Many who aspire to join the mages of high sorcery have come here to prove their magical proficiency. The barb is usually nothing more than a ruin, in its construction predating the cataclysm. But tonight, on the night of the eye, when Kieran's 3 moons align, the ruin is alive with magic once more. Soft light shines from the archway leading into the structure. So, yeah, you're right. So,
I'm up.
the arch opens into a large atrium, lit with flaming seances. No. Adorned by grand tapestries, depicted queens, 3 moons. Doors circle the room. The light of the moons cascade through the board windows high above. At the center of the room stands a serene-looking woman with long gray hair and red robes. She nods for you to enter.
Deep breaths and start walking forward.
As you welcome in, my child. I am Rovina. I'll be testing you tonight. And if you're able to pass tonight's mission, trial, I have a special mission for you.
It is an honor to join this trial, and I hope to do my best and succeed.
Tonight's test, you must face the trial of 1 tower's rooms, which are only accessible for the night. The trial requires magical talent but carries none of the dangers of the test of high sorcery. It proves the foundation of the real test. The goal is to complete the challenge presented in the room, implying different appearances will face different challenges. You will have until the night of the eye ends, in which point the runes vanish and spell everyone inside. Would you be so kind as to step through this door?
Straighten myself up and chin up and start walking.
The door opens up to a wide rotunda with black stone floors, walls carved with elaborate runes. The interior is empty, save for a single pedestal in the room's center. On top of the pedestal is an ornate key balances on its tip. Behind you, the door you entered vanishes. On the opposite side of the room, its identical closed door appears. So the room is 100 feet wide. The door on the opposite side looks exactly like the one that just vanished.
I'm gonna walk to the center of the room where the key is and pick it up.
As you
Hopefully.
start walking, you feeling like there's a wall there that you cannot see.
Damn it. Well, we better start now. This is gonna be a long night, Lorwyn. I'm gonna feel around to see how big the wall is around it. See if it goes all around it.
It's like a never-ending wall. You start to get the feeling like this is the mages of high society. I'm here to prove my worth with my magics. You get the feeling that you're not going to be able to make through this maze by just physical touch.
Well, gotta prove myself somehow tonight. And I'm gonna pull out my spell book, start flipping, and cast Firebolt at the wall.
This firebolt goes right into the wall and dissipates.
You're kidding. It's not gonna be easy, I guess. I should have known that. But no, we went in naive again, didn't we? Thought it was gonna be a cakewalk. I can't even. Let's see what else I can do. That's not gonna work. And I'm gonna take my quarterstaff and try to hit it.
What spells do you have prepared?
You should have looked. Firebolt, Mending, Message, Mind Sliver, Comprehend Languages, Fog Cloud, Mage Armor, Shield, Silvery Barbs. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a long night.
Give me an Arcana check.
$14.
That is just enough. As you're trying to fill these walls, that firebolt seemed to activate something, and you see these runes all around. You can decipher. It might be some kind of spell that might be able to see for you.
Can I read the runes or no?
Basically says you have any kind of fancy like wording. You have the abilities to see invisibility or detect magic. This is an easy test for you. If not, you're going to have to go the hard way.
Can you repeat the last part, please?
You have to go the hard way.
Hard way it is.
As you start walling your way, it takes you a good hour as you're just kind of blindly feeling around. Eventually, you get me check something real quick.
Okay.
Give me another Arcana check.
Nine.
Actually, you roll this with advantage because you see it in the last one.
Okay. 14.
14. This is exactly what you needed because it's the same one. You get to another wall. You can see on the other side the key that you need to get to. And you see another engraving. It is almost like a spell scroll. You can read it on the wall. It is the knock spell. Would you like to read it?
Yes.
As you read it, the wall fades away and you're now inside the area of the middle of this room where the key is at. And T-Cat, you get a D6.
Oh, thank you.
You also had a D4 from the start. So one of your viewers came in before we came live. So you also have a D4 on your rewards. So you have a D4 and a D6. And somebody gifted a sub, so I didn't want to interrupt the roleplay in the first session. There's a greater push of healing. Probably for next session.
Okay.
Alrighty. So you're now in front of where this golden key is.
Okay, I'm gonna take my quarterstaff and extend it as far as it can and push it off if I can.
It falls to the floor.
It's okay. I can do this. I can do this. And I walk over to go and pick it up.
As you pick it up, you feel the pressure of all these walls. This maze you've been trapped in, that you've been trying to get vanish.
I gotta go. I gotta go. I can't even think about this. And I start going to the door.
As you head to the door, there's a keyhole for the key.
Put the key in, turn it.
As you turn the key to the door fades away, and you find yourself in the atrium of the bar once again. Ravena's there. Congratulations are in order. You have completed your trial just in the nick of time, might add. You're about to be trapped forever. What took so long?
I wasn't as prepared as I thought I was. Somehow.
Nonetheless, here is a beautiful spell book of the 3 moons, which I've already sent to you.
Mm.
And you are now welcome again. Your training with the mages of high sorcery.
Thank you. I realize that I still don't know everything. And that I hope to learn more from you and everyone else then.
I have a couple tests or missions for you now. She hands you this scroll. must find a person named Willen in Calumet. You must not open these scrolls under any circumstances, for the contents are meant for Willen only. Wallen. W-Y-H-A-N. I'm probably butchering the name.
Okay. Somebody, I guess, has got to start somewhere.
There's
Aaron girl it is.
Also, we have what? That somebody inherited the powers of our society.
Really? That's very interesting. Do I start now or in the morning?
You must find this person who's inherited the Luna sorcery. The person goes by Hot Eater. As many times as we have tried to recruit this one, they have denied our advances. They do not realize how important they are. Congratulations on joining. Do you have any questions?
Thank you. I'll begin as soon as possible then.
Please take your time to mourn your friend. We will talk again. And as you turn to exit, the barb restores back to its ruin. And Rovina is nowhere to be found. You have your new spell book. What was your magic item?
My magic item?
I forgot what it was.
The Atlas of Endless Horizons.
Along with the spell book, you find your Atlas waiting for you at your feet as you exit. And as you head back to Volker to mourn your friend, that is the end of your prologue. So, you passed your
Got a
test.
book.
You've got
Oh my
your
God.
commissions. Should be great. Should be great.
I'm not that kind of wizard.
You joined the cult.
It's like, oh shit.
It's not a cult.
It's not a cult. I wasn't prepared for this cult either.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, T-Cat. You have your marching orders. You are on now. I forgot to say this for the other group. I told them in the Discord. They're level 2 now. So, Orwin, you are now level 2 with max hit points.
Ooh. I graduated.
You graduated.
I graduated.
Alrighty. We'll be back when we switch out players and go on to our last one. Thank you, everybody. Stand by. And welcome back for our final prelude for tonight. I need to retcon something. So Lauren's Atlas is her book that she got from the mage, or what is that? The Society of Mage Society, or whatever. But High Sorcery. There we go. Mages of High Sorcery. That was their gift to her. So like take this time, get some new faces. So we'll start with players playing Carrie. Well, I need to update. I need to fix Sivrid's camera real quick. So you can go ahead and introduce yourself. Don't talk about your character or anything right now.
Yeah, so my name's Jazz. I'm also JazzaHazza95. This is my first time doing a stream, which is exciting. Yeah, I've been playing D&D basically since I was just out of high school, but I'm usually a DM, so this is the first time I've been a player in a long, long time, and I'm really looking forward to it. That's all.
All right, let's go. Meep. Meep is the one that's doing all the art for the characters, so she can talk about that if she likes.
I'm gonna be real. My Wi-Fi is glitching, so I'm looking at the Twitch, and it is much lagging.
Well,
And I don't know if they can hear me on Twitch.
They hear whatever I hear, so I hear you just fine.
Okay, because it's when Q was talking, it was like synced up, and I'm looking at Twitch, and it's not for me.
Well, you can just
Oh,
close
dear.
it out if it's slowing you down.
Yeah, I'll just close out Twitch. Okay, hopefully I don't lag. What am I introducing myself?
Yeah, yourself.
I draw all the art. I'm an artist. That's kind of one of my big things. I've been playing D&D since I started in height of quarantine when everyone was going absolutely stir crazy, and love it. And I've continued until here. And this is also my first stream D&D campaign as well.
A lot of firsts. All right, Claybot.
Howdy. My name's Claybot or James, and yeah, there is a lag on the Twitch. I would ignore it and just focus on the Zoom timing.
Yeah, it's different.
And
That's definitely a lag because
Yeah.
it's got to go with the Twitch.
But I don't think it's a big deal. I am a high school art teacher. I played a lot of D&D back in high school. But then this is going to be this is probably my first actual official game as an adult in the last. I just got back into D&D in the last few months after a 20-year break. So hopefully I remember all the rules and I don't get confused with second edition rules and try to calculate 2-hit AC 0 or anything like that.
Alrighty. Well, welcome everybody. So let's get into y'all's prologue. You've been traveling to what is the name of the place?
Vogler?
Vogler. I don't know. I keep picturing a different name in my head. So y'all traveling to Vogler for y'all's mutual friend that since you guys don't know about, y'all also in a traveling merchant party. As you are traveling north from the south, you've been traveling for a couple of days now. You know of each other. You've seen each other in the camp. We'll say, simplicity purposes, y'all stopped for camp for the night. And y'all are around the campfire while other people, kind of similar to the very first one.
I wanted to say, Heidi is not by the campfire. She's by a tree in the tree.
Well, we'll start with Carrie. Would you like to describe your character to everybody else that they
Yep.
see?
Yep, so Carrie Lanista, also known as Carrie, is a short, even for a Kenda, short woman who is very introverted. She's not great with speaking with people she doesn't know. And she's just sort of huddled with a mug of something next to the fire, just sipping and glancing around nervously.
Okay. Playbot? Or can you rename yourself in Zoom? Sorry, I should call by your name. Siegfried or Ziggy?
Yeah, I don't know how it's showing up. Yeah,
it's showing your.
Yeah, my character Siegfried Drakenfallen is nickname is Ziggy. He's probably been working along the caravan. He definitely looks like someone who grew up on the road, working with various caravans leading, working with the caravans. He's dressed in that kind of road leathers and stuff like that. You can really tell that he's been out in the woods, out on the road for most of his life. However, it does seem like within his little, he's got the traveler's armor cloak around there. Within that, he's kind of a little on the skinny side. He seems like he's the armor's a little big on him. Maybe even has a little bit of a baby face, kind of naivete to him. He's just been helping out on the caravan. You've probably seen him all throughout the day, working with different people and going out and doing various things on the caravan. You can tell he doesn't actually work for it right now, but he's definitely knows the people and knows the situation, kind of thing.
And what did they see when they look up in the tree and see Heart Eater?
She's kind of just pulled out a dried heart. It's not a human heart for reference, but it's sizable, fist size, and just it's somehow she's dehydrated this heart and just munching on it like an apple, and she's it's sitting in the tree, not she's crouched on it, balancing perfectly, just content just to watch everyone below and just munching on it. And yeah, that's how people see her, and also just it's interesting because how this would make sense. Cardinals are red, but their heart is sea. She's got this very silvery white hair, but it's still very hard to see her in the tree.
So is she intentionally hiding? Should we be
no, she's not intentionally hiding, but it's kind of she's just naturally like that because she's growing up in the woods. So it's she's attuned almost, not in the sense of D&D attunement, but she's just that's part of her environment she's very familiar with. Yeah. I mean, if you want to go up and talk to her, you can if you want to, but she is just munching on a dried heart, dehydrated.
Just munching on a dried heart. Normal everyday things. Yeah.
What did people that's been orchestrated this caravan approaches John's little camp here? There's a few other people there. Some of the people are going to go ahead and scout up ahead and make sure the road's clear and everything, and we'll get packed up here shortly and head that way. So you have a little bit of time to finish your meals or whatever you're doing.
Yep, Carrie knocks back a mug or something and puts it in a travel pack. Packs all that up. Shrugs it on, ready to head out. Doesn't have a lot, so she doesn't have a lot to pack up.
Just shoves the entire heart in her mouth and jumps down, kind of like a cat, and just lands, and then kind of scurries behind, the rest of the caravan, staying, near where the caravan, wagons are, but actively not really liking to be around people.
Oh shit, that's impressive.
Bound still.
So we're together talking to each other at this point. I'm assuming me and Carrie are kind of in the camp and Heart Eater's up in the trees behind us, kind of thing.
No, I've just jumped down. I'm by the rest of the wagons, where the food wagons are, but I'm staying outside of it, just kind of keeping up. If the wagons are moving, I'm moving with them.
Yeah, Carrie was just sort of talking to herself there.
Alrighty. And Carrie's a Kinder, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll just take out a dagger from her belt and just casually start using a whetstone on it, sharpening it up a little bit.
Lemon
All right,
Jello, thank you for the prime sub. Appreciate it. You can give advantage to any player that you see here. There's a couple more other players, but missed them already. But who would you like to give your advantage to with your subscription? Thank you for your prime subscription. Carrie, you get the advantage. We'll take that.
Nice.
And remind me, that was for any dice roll or like specifically saving
So for
throws?
the rewards, the D6 advantage, D4s, you have to announce them before you roll that you want to add them to your roll.
Mhm.
For like obviously advantage. DN's inspiration is for my DN's inspiration is just advantage rolls. It's not re-rolls or anything like that because you get those through the stream.
Awesome.
And then everything else you have to announce before you roll and all that good stuff. So as y'all pack up camp and we're packed up where y'all stop briefly and y'all start going down the road again.
I want to ask, like, do any of you have like food on you, like good food?
Yeah,
No, just rations on me.
Yeah, I was gonna say before we head out, I want to gesture over to the wood elf and be like, "Young lady, come over here. Why don't you join us?" I noticed you're chewing on an old piece of. Do you want actual food here on the caravan? Here, we've got all sorts
She
of
already
little.
ate the heart. She like shoved it all in her mouth. So it's like, yeah, she's chewed it already. But like, you did see her eating.
I mean,
the
if
heart.
you're full, if you're all full of heart, that's fine with me. But I just saw someone who might look like they need like something a little more, some more vegetables and other rations and stuff. We got some great hardtack. It's really crunchy and stuff like that. I mean, I think if you maybe kind of come out of the woods a little bit, let's see you. Let's maybe see if we can take care of you a little bit.
She is by the food caravan, so she's like considering there's the full caravan of food, or like where they store it right here. Then there's also your hardtack.
Well, I'll go over to the caravan wagon and kind of knock on the door and go, "Hey, so and so, give me a breakfast rations or whatever. Make it piping hot and extra delicious." And then when he delivers that, I'll offer it to Heart Eater.
She kind of gives you like sus looks, but like silently takes it, but like slowly, but then snatches it and then jumps backwards and just shovels it in her mouth. And then gives you
All right.
back the plate, gives you a little nod, and then like goes to sit up front with the driver of that caravan.
I can see you're a hearty eater. What brings you to the caravan here?
Death.
Death. Oh man, death stalks us all. I think death defined where we're all at in life right now.
Indeed. Friend is dead. Sorry, Kiri, what did you say?
Oh, I just said indeed.
Yeah, she agreed with us. And Carrie. Oh, I don't know Carrie's name. Oh, Lil Kinder.
She looks around like, who you calling that?
You've been traveling with us the caravan here for a few days or whatever. Where are you headed?
Oh, just the little village down the way, Vogler. It's my hometown. I'm actually going there because a friend died too.
Vulgar. Is it Vulgar? Volga? Volga.
Vogler.
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 Ah, I know Vogler.
I was butchering it the whole time. Don't worry about me.
I know Vulgar. I know Vulgar well too. I often have been in and out of there. I can't say I've ever lived there, but I'm familiar with the libraries and other things in the great town of Bulgar. I'm also headed there for a funeral. How many people could have died recently?
Good question. I'm
Humans
going to
die all
visit
the time.
old Ibsen Greenshield.
Oh, Ibsen Greenshield.
Friend.
Yeah.
Huh.
I've known Ibsen Greenshield since I was a little tyke. What are we calling you, Wood Elf?
Heart Eater.
Heart Eater is your name. You go by. All right, awesome name, Heart Eater. You spoke up. You also know this person?
I gave him a shield.
Whoa, cool.
You were the reason he got the green shield then.
He hit a tree, and so I made his shield for him.
Must have been an
Nice.
exciting day.
It was.
And Kinder, did you say your name was Carrie?
I didn't. My name's Kerry.
Oh, nice to meet you, Carrie to Kinder. I'm accidentally doing metagaming because I can read people's names.
And
how
what's
did-
your
how
name?
did you know Ibsen?
Inquisitive human?
Oh, sorry. I'm Siegfried Drakefallen, or Ziggy. I've
Ziggy will
been
do.
adventuring around for years and years. He looks like a kid.
Are you young for a human?
No, I'm a man. He's probably about 18, 19, but he's wanting to act like he's 25. He has no, facial hair or anything like that. But you can see him kind of haughtily being like, "Oh, I'm old enough for a human."
Methinks he doth protest too much, or something like that, I've heard some people say.
In Kender speak, I ask Kiri like how old she is.
In Kender speak, I reply, something like 30? How about you?
45, also in Kender speak.
Also in Kender speak? Nice.
He is a child in Kender speak.
Yeah, I think so. I say in common.
Okay, so I say in Kinder speak, "Hey, I've been around the caravans for quite some time, and I know all sorts of languages because I'm a ranger. I get like 3 extra languages or whatever."
You're a ranger, so you range?
Yeah, I've ranged about these woods for quite some time. Yes.
Cool.
Have you eaten hearts?
I have not eaten any hearts. That's something I have to try sometime.
They're very
I think I
hearty.
would want them a little fresher though than the heart jerky that you were doing. But maybe
Heart jerky
sometime.
lasts.
Yeah, if we ever take down a giant boar or something like that, we'll try to eat some heart. I'll see how it goes.
I hear heart is very chewy. Would the jerky process not make it more chewy?
Mine was not
Seems like it
jerky. It was just dehydrated.
Right. I'll stick with my beef jerky. That's good enough for me, I think.
Raw is
Yeah.
also good as well.
Did you get enough food, Heart Eater? Should we continue on the journey and see what's next on the path? I think we're all going to Bulgar because of our friend Ibsen here at this point.
I'm always hungry.
Carrie, did you share what Ibsen did for you? Or how you knew him?
Well, he was also from Vogler. Like I said, it's my hometown. So, we bumped into each other.
Awesome. Well, gosh, to adventure. see how the caravan's rolling.
Suppose so. To adventure. And Kerry, mockingly saunters off.
As y'all
Hardu kind of
are-
likes her vibe, so she's gonna so Hardu is 5'5", so she's just gonna kind of trail after you, kind of like I'm lost and I don't know who to follow, so I'm just following Carrie, but not directly behind you. There's a good 5 feet between you and me, but it's kind of obvious I am only following you.
Yeah, Kerry's 3 feet tall, so depending where the sun is, I might be able to see your shadow regardless.
Yeah.
Before y'all get back on the trail, as y'all finish packing up around this campfire, the gentleman comes back and's like, you three, we have not heard back from the people that went ahead. Would y'all be so kind as to go up and check out ahead of the rest of the caravan? We don't want the innocents. It seems like y'all can handle yourselves pretty well.
What makes you think that?
I mean, if I'm mistaken,
These two, sure, they're insane, but me, I'm just a little kinder girl.
Okay, would you two like to head up and scout ahead of the rest of the caravan? We can put the little kinder girl in one of the caverns.
Yeah, I mean, you can see in Ziggy's face that like this call to action, call to adventure is like literally what he lives for, and he's very excited about the idea of being able to scout ahead for the good of the caravan. And he's willing to drag people, drag people with him if necessary.
Wait, before, like, so as soon as the guy said it, can I just, like, Hardy just hears, can you guys just go scout? She's already away, like, before he finishes talking. I think before Ziggy has, like, call to action. Hardy is just gone. She's going ahead.
To scout.
Not even saying anything. She just walks off.
Heart Eater, you get a natural 20 from that boy Nate. For natural 20s, they do not count for critical hits. They're just natural 20s, so usually people save them for like saves and stuff. So you can use it for a guaranteed hit, but you won't get the crit damage with it. So thank you, that boy Nate. So Ziggy and Heart Eater are heading towards the trail. They look at Kiri.
I follow them, sneaking.
Can I?
You just said that you're just a little kinder girl.
Wait, can I roll
No
to
one
notice
sees
her
me leave.
perception?
Huh?
Can I see if I see her, like, perception-wise?
What's your passive?
Where can I find my passive? 14?
Passive wisdom perception.
14.
Yeah, 14.
You're not seeing her, but you do hear the gentleman is like, all right, little kinder girl, since you want to wait, we can put you in the kids' carriage with the rest of the kids.
I've already snuck off.
How are you sneaking off, like right in front of him?
Well, he was talking to Hard Eater and
Oh, well, give me a stealth check.
Siegfried. Yep. I just want to Batman disappear.
Also,
Need a smoke
someone
bomb.
redeemed a natural 20. Again.
Oh,
think so.
Samya Knight gives Carrie a natural 20.
Thank you.
Thank you, Samya Knight.
Don't need it for this one.
What'd you get?
Oh my god.
23.
That's so good.
Woohoo! So,
I melt
as
into the
Heart
darkness.
Eater and Ziggy like go up to the trail, and it's all right, little kindergarten.
You lost a child.
Did y'all see where she went? And obviously, I don't think any of y'all's passive perception is 23, so y'all don't see where she went either.
No.
Maybe she got one of the carts. Be careful and do send a message or come back and tell us if you find them or something.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all
Yeah,
are-
I'm just following at a distance of like 30, 60 feet, just keeping him in line of sight.
So yeah, I'm eagerly scouting ahead, looking for any sort of danger to the caravan or whatever. I've got my, I don't have my weapons out ready, but ready for anything.
So you just
I'm assuming that. Yeah.
Just scanning your horizon, or you just down like trying to track the tracks? How are you doing it?
I'm actively, I would say, I'm looking kind of hard off into the distance, a little bit at the the ground in front of me, but mainly looking for ambush danger, looking for tracks that are obviously some sort of inhuman issue to deal with.
So you're not looking for anything specific?
No,
Okay.
I don't have
Well,
it.
give
I
me
don't
a
think we have any.
perception check then.
Okay.
I feel like Heart Eater would be specifically looking for more of the human variety and or just like anything that is not natural to the forest, which is, to her mind, everyone except her. Well, except elves, essentially. So that would be just like humans and or just unnatural
Give me a
things that wouldn't be
investigation
found in nature.
Yeah. So I'm starting off strong with a perception check that it's a natural 1.
Oof.
So 6.
As you're looking around, the speck of dust just get in your eyes.
Right.
Like some wind cloud of dust just comes whooping in your eyes and you can't really see.
I
Okay.
just kind of look at you and be like, a child.
What did you get for your investigation check?
Me?
Yeah, I told you roll investigation because you're looking for something specific.
Right. Oh, that's an 11.
Other than the carts that are in front of you, and there's some human footprints that walk along the side of the like where like the caravans were, nothing too out of the ordinary with that.
Intriguing.
So as Ziggy is trying to look, and you can see the cars, and I would imagine you probably take the lead or something. I don't know what you want to do.
I mean, I'm just walking. I don't care if he follows me at all, or if he goes in front. I'm doing my own thing.
But you do see him like trying to like slightly blind there for a second.
Yeah, it like
I just look
strode
at him. I just wait
confidently.
for him to get over it, whatever's in his eye.
Yeah, he kind of strode confidently forward and to protect everybody, and then just stops and goes something like that. And so you're probably just watching and going, "What's
I'm
his
judging
problem?"
you it's very obvious. I'm judging you. I'm like,
What is Carrie doing?
She's still just following at a distance, watching, waiting.
Okay.
I'm gonna try another investigation roll, just like continuing doing a second circle
You don't
round.
need to.
Don't need to?
As you're traveling down the road, you hear a quivering scream coming around the corner. Help! Help! Please help! A young man shouts as he rushes around the bend and races towards you.
Do we recognize him from the caravan?
You're traveling behind, right?
Yeah, a fair ways back, so I might not see him.
So,
Oh, would I recognize him? Or like, at
give
any
me a history check.
God, all these intelligence rolls. 12.
Sorry. You don't know his name, but you recognize he was part of the caravan.
Where? I sidestep, get away out of his way, and then point to Ziggy.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, so and so. I know you're with the caravan. What's happening? Is something chasing you?
Something jumped their caravan. It's like, I don't know. There's like lizard people. I don't know. They have wings.
Oh my,
And I
lizard
just
people
perception to
with
see if
wings.
there's anything in the air. Right, as soon as he said wings, just wanted to see if anything flying above us.
Sure. Give me a perception check.
$24. Because I got a nat 20.
You see nothing flying above you, no.
Hmm.
They have black
Alright.
cloak. They have black cloaks. I don't know.
What kind of weapons did they have?
It's like some swords.
Are there other people in danger, or is it just you?
One was like a red in colors, like scaly skin. The soldiers that we had there just, they got wiped out.
Oh no.
When Kerry hears that, is there like forest or brush or something along the side of the road?
The what?
Is there like forest or brush or something along the side of the road?
I mean, you're traveling in the woods, like you're traveling a
Yeah.
path through the woods, so.
Yep, I'm gonna. Kerry's gonna sneak into the woods once she hears that like all the soldiers have been wiped out. She's gonna sneak into the woods and try to like cut across the corner, if that makes sense, and catch up with the caravan through the woods.
You try to do a shortcut through the woods?
Yeah.
Are you trying to do it stealthily? Just trying to
Stealthily.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check.
Ooh, can I? Oh no, that's not bad. 18.
Nice.
You appear to like get behind trees. Like you feel like you're doing gracefully. You still crack a limb or a leaf here
Like
and
bushes,
there.
yeah.
And you stop to see if anybody saw you. And you see nobody sees you, and you keep on going. What about the other two?
I'll be like, young man, go back to the rest of the caravan. Tell them what's happening. Tell them what the problem is, and then I'm gonna kind of ready my little longbow and not run around the corner, but like kind of like stalk in a military way around the corner.
Love it, love it. So,
I'm darting to the woods, immediately going to the woods. I think she would. Well, yeah, she just like her spear was on her back. She kind of takes it off and is holding it at the ready, but kind of like still crouching in the woods. I think she's trying to be stealthy while just going forwards.
okay. Give me a stealth check.
Good
And
God.
Zager, go ahead and give me a stealth check too.
Oh god, that was an 8. Damn, my rolls are even.
We did a 19.
Can I gift my advantage or nat 20, or it's only for me to use?
Oh wait, I've got him. Oh, I had to say before I rolled it.
Yeah, you used it. Yeah.
What did you
No,
get?
I haven't
Hard
used the
Eater?
nat 20 that I was given. I did just roll nat 20.
Oh, I see.
Like previously, I didn't, because I had to say I'm
Okay.
using it before I used it, so it wouldn't count. I'd say like she's just distracted watching Ziggy do his thing, and that's why she rolled so terribly.
I mean, I can lead you there if you like.
He's only speaking to Ziggy.
Yeah, because he's all. Well, he never saw Carrie, and you just kind of darted off into the woods.
All right. Yeah, sure. Lead the way.
Once you get like a few hundred feet down the road, you come across a red wagon lies toppled, surrounding armored corpses. Strange figures pick through the remains from beneath their figures' dark cloaks. Just scaly wings and sharp reptilian features.
So are we hidden around the corner, or they know we're coming?
You kind of see them from off on the distance. You have not approached yet.
Okay.
What was y'all stealth checks?
I got 19.
Mine was 18.
8.
I thought you rolled a natural 20 for your stealth.
No,
That was for the perception.
The perception.
Mm.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. It was bad.
You guys see, I'll put it on the stream. red, scaly, with a red cloak with wings, with 4 other green scaled versions of this creature.
So 1 red and 3 green.
Yeah, more like a green scaled, yep. Ziggy, well, I mean, I guess y'all see. Let me get a religion check.
From all of us?
Yeah, if y'all, because all y'all see these guys, I just need a religion check.
Good God. All these intelligence rolls.
Oh, religion is 8. Not
That's a
very
4.
religious.
10.
Oh man.
So
We're not
rolled it.
religious people.
All right. There's a symbol on their armor. You do not recognize what it is or where it came from or anything like that. And ask.
Can we,
I don't.
sorry, can we like make a note of it so we can describe it to someone later? Or it's just so weird that we can't even be like, what is that? Ugh.
I feel like a 4 is like.
Is
she
that- yep.
sees nothing. She won't remember it. She was like, it's a symbol, whatever.
Let me get it. Let's see if anything y'all can describe of it.
My intelligence is so bad.
So, it is a crescent moon. It's black in color. But you do not remember what the symbol represents or who it represents.
Cool.
I just see a crescent moon. Ah, yes, 'tis a moon.
As y'all slowly approaching, this creature looks up at your direction, Heart Eater, because you step on a limb and it cracks.
Good God.
Classic.
Immediately, what I'm gonna do, I have a feature of Mask of the Wild, which I can just do automatically, no action. You can attempt to hide even when you are lightly obscured, so I'm just gonna hide. Because I'm in the forest, but I'm not on the trail, so.
Yeah, but sadly, your stealth check triggers and he sees you,
Good God.
and you find a little rock and you duck down behind real quick.
Lovely.
You see this individual, and 2 of the other ones take off down the road, and the other 2 start approaching you. Heart Eater.
Lovely.
And at this point, let's just go ahead and roll initiative. Roll initiative on D&D Beyond for me, please.
Would I possibly have a surprise round because they haven't seen me?
We didn't establish where you're at.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to add this on the fly. Give me a second, guys.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Cut across and tried to. Yeah, there I am. I
That's
imagine
where
that I
had
would.
you, so
I imagine that I would sort of be in the tree directly, behind the tree directly to my right.
this one.
The other right.
Oh,
You left?
Yeah, that one. So they're running towards Heart Eater.
Yep.
2 greens are running towards me.
I would probably take out my short bow and have a sneak attack on the back of them because they're within 60 feet, I think.
yeah. I mean, I had it pre-set up. I'm just talking about the overlays I did not have set up. So I didn't have time to set them up, and I thought I had set them up, but then I remembered I didn't set them up. So there was a lot going on. Kiri, I did not get your initiative roll in D&D Beyond.
No worries. I was just wondering if I was going to get a surprise round because I was hidden, but that is okay.
I was just saying I didn't get it. So, where are you trying to take your shots at?
At the closest one to me.
This
That's running it. Heart Eater. Yep.
All right.
My initiative was 9.
Same.
Hey, roll off. Or was it
So-
7? Hold on.
So, what do you have that you're prepping to maybe get a surprise round?
Oh, just to
You know, like a bow.
like I would have my short bow out and ready to go. Yeah.
Okay. What's your range on your short bow?
I believe it's 60 min.
60 to 120, or 30
short
to
I think that's
60.
right.
I think maybe
Oh,
30.
80 to 320.
Oh, 80 to 320.
So
Usually
that'll be
covers it.
disadvantage.
No,
Oh.
80 to 320. So it'd be disadvantage past 80, and you're definitely within 80, so you're fine.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, you can take. I'll get you one free shot as it's going to reveal yourself. But yeah,
Yeah, that's okay. I'll take it. And this would be a sneak attack, yeah? That's 14. That probably doesn't hit.
you don't have sneak attack yet, do you?
At first level, yeah.
No, all I'm thinking about is the dash and all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah, nah.
Yeah, you can have sneak attack for it.
Yeah, I rolled 14 to hit.
14 just hits.
Yes.
Barely.
Okay, so we know the DC now.
So we didn't even know Carrie was
Well, metagame
following
it.
us, right?
So what?
12 damage.
Well,
No, so I just pop out of nowhere.
Nice.
Law is like a tiny canter.
So as these creatures start turning and headed towards Heart Eater, Ziggy, you see an arrow shoot up from the tree and hit it in the back. The arrow goes in the back of the shoulder blade. It turns back and
Carrie's
look in
just
your
like,
direction
"Hi."
too. And we're at the top of the round. Ziggy, you're up.
All right, I will. I mean, I'm assuming they're seeing me at this point. I got my longbow. I'm gonna attempt some sort of. Hey, and there's more where that come from. Stand down right now, MFers.
Okay.
Maybe some sort of intimidation, I guess.
Are you actually shooting or are you just rolling intimidation?
I mean, I would say I would try to get them to stand down first
Shoot
before
them.
murdering people. You guys
Heart
think I
Eater
should just
doesn't,
shoot them?
you shoot them.
I mean, you just already saw an arrow go into him, so I don't know what you want to do. What do you want to do?
Whoops.
Roll intimidation check then.
I did on accident. 17. I'm trying to get them just surrender and move away before they get to the Heart Eater.
As you're doing this, one is so focused on a Heart Eater, the other one's so focused on the arrow they got shot in the behind. They don't even notice you.
Hey guys, stop
Because their past perception is so low and they even roll for them. Yeah, they didn't roll good enough. They can't even see you. They're so trained and focused on the threats they do see.
Okay. Can I still decide to just shoot anyway?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you were just.
Alright.
I would say that would be your bonus action. Now you can use your action to attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna do just a straight up longbow attack at the guy who's already got an arrow launched at him. See if we can take him down in one turn. And I don't believe I got any modifiers or anything, so we're just gonna roll a straight attack roll of 10.
As you like saying this, and you're kind of shocked that he's just not paying any mind to you, like right here, like you feel like almost disrespected. He's not paying attention to you, and you're just kind of, hey, and you release the arrow, and it just goes wide, and it flies off into the forest behind it.
Great start.
You have your movement if you would like to move.
I'm gonna attempt to, I would like to move towards Heart Eater's direction because I am trying to like
What's your movement?
save
30?
people. 30, yeah.
You can get right next to her if you like.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alrighty. Heart Eater. As you're trying to hide behind this itty bitty rock, it's just too small. Conveniently, there's a
Okay.
rock right there on the tree.
Lol, that's so tiny. Okay. I'm gonna just cast Ice Knife at the one closest to me that doesn't have the arrow. I'm presuming the one who is closest does not have the arrow. Whatnot.
So you're going for the one that's not injured.
Well, just like basically the one that is closest to me, and I don't know which one that is.
That's
the
this
injured
one.
or
This
the
one's
injured.
already been shot once. This one's slightly closer to you.
Yeah, I'll just go off with that one. Ice Knife. Give me a good roll.
This time of your night, they're fighting some lizard reptile with
Dirty
wings.
20.
30-20 hits.
Okay, so
This is
they take 5 damage, and also since Ice Knife explodes, actually, hold up.
5 points of
See, Ice
damage.
Knife. They take 1d10 damage and then
It's
hit or
within
miss.
anything of 5 feet of it, though, right?
Yeah, within 5 feet. The target and each creature within 5 feet of it must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 cold damage.
Natural 18. Is that
What's
halved?
my-
It's not halved, is it?
No,
No.
it's not halved.
So, you throw this ice knife. It's That's about it. Right. There's
And then I still have my movement.
Does anybody speak Draconic?
I don't
Ooh.
believe so.
Yes.
Ziggy, you hear flesh to feast upon.
Is that all?
That's what it says, yeah.
Okay. Ziggy's taken aback because his study of Draconic has been entirely in books and stuff. This is unheard of that an actual creature would be speaking in Draconic.
All
I
right.
kind of want to move away because I'm not close enough that I'm in his range. So I wouldn't.
Nope.
If I moved away, he would not get an opportunity attack, right?
No, all he's brandishing is some kind of short sword. It has a
Okay.
hook on the end. Which way you want to go?
Heart Eater moves. Heart Eater kind of moves, takes a step back, so she's like almost behind Ziggy, but like he's not covering her view.
So you want to be like right here?
Kind of, yeah. So it's like she can still see,
Yep.
but like, he's not blocking her view at all.
You got it.
Because like she sees that he's got a longbow and she has no ranged weapons.
Yep.
And I think that's the end of my turn. Nothing really else I can do.
All right. Is that your turn?
You can't cast 2 spells in once, right?
No. Unless
Then yeah,
unless it specifically
that's-
says a bonus action.
Oh, unless it says bonus action.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ice Knife is not a bonus action.
No, unfortunately, I don't have any bonus action spells, so
You're also level 1, so.
I am.
It's their turn.
I did damage.
This one is very upset with the one that appeared out of nowhere.
Ugh.
Runs
He moved
right up.
far.
Yep, has just in range. It takes its
Thanks.
short sword. It's going to make 2 slices at you. Does a 13 hit?
Nope.
What about a 19?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So it comes down, it just misses, and then takes the sword and impales you with it with 4 piercing damage.
No.
Gary's just.
It's licking its lips. Or like, it doesn't have lips, but it's licking its mouth. There we go.
It's chops. Maul.
This one's gonna run up to Ziggy. Make 2 short attacks. I'm gonna say 15 hit Ziggy. No.
I'm assuming if I just did a bow attack, I don't have my shield up, right?
No, because bow is 2.
All right, and then I don't have my +2 shield either, so I am at 15 armor class.
So it just hits you. First
Yeah.
attack is 7 points damage as it comes down and impels you 2. Second attack. 13 misses though. So as it impels you right into the gut, it retracts it to do it, but you wrench with the pain and you just screw you, Nate. It's like, God, I love it when you make animal noises, Jugan.
I'm not gonna survive the first adventure here.
That's our turn.
no
Carrie,
healing
you're
spells.
up.
What was that?
Carrie,
I have
you're
no
up.
healing spells.
Yeah, fun us.
Okay.
Yep.
The cleric and the paladin were in the other group.
Uh-huh. So since you said he impaled me, am I still impaled, or can I like move with no disadvantage? Not move out of his range, just like can I attack?
You can attack, yeah.
Yep. So I'm going to drop my short bow, not stow it or anything, just drop it. Take out
Okay.
my short sword and dagger.
Okay.
And would that count as a bonus action to take those out?
No, it's a free action because you're just dropping
Awesome.
your bow.
Yep. So I'm gonna attack first with the short sword. Oh, my dice is so slow. Oh my god. Yep, 23
Oh.
to hit.
Nice.
23 does hit.
And it keeps adding my sneak attack damage, even though I'm not
You're not.
snook attacked.
Yeah, you're not
So-
going to get the sneak attack with this.
Yeah, 8 piercing damage on that one. And bonus action, I'm also going to attack with the dagger offhand.
You don't have
so
to
that one-
as you impale it with your short sword.
Yep.
It dies.
It's already like as you go into attack, you see the blood coming out gushously. It almost splatters you in the face from where your arrow hit it, and you just come in. And he is dead. Or falls to the ground lifeless.
Nice. The rogue is being more murdery than anybody.
And,
Good job.
I don't know,
That's
she's
the
just a
stabby
little
rogue.
kinder, you know?
I know, right?
Girl.
All right, you still have your movement in your your bonus attack. But I don't know if you can get up there. You have 30 feet or 25 feet. I don't know if I can.
I'll probably pick my short bow
30.
back up.
All right, if you're gonna pick it up, I'm gonna say that's your bonus action to pick it up.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll just move around the tree so that I've got clear line of sight, but I won't move forward too much.
You already have clear line of sight as it is.
Oh, cool. No worries. I won't move then. I'm good.
All right, cool. Top of the round, Ziggy.
Yeah, dropping the longbow, ready the rapier shield combo, and gonna make a rapier attack at the guy right in front of me.
Okay.
I'm gonna be like, "What ho, scoundrel!" Let's see.
Oh,
Finally, 19 plus 24 damage, or 24 to hit.
Whoa, 24 damage. Fuck.
At level 1.
Yeah, that hits.
All right, and then so we did a even 8 points of damage with my rapier.
8 points of damage. As you drop your bow, instantly just grabbing your rapier to jab it right in. He grabs it with his claw, drags you in. Takes his tongue and lits up the side of your face.
can I dodge that?
And you hear, you taste lovely. Is that your turn?
I mean, a bonus action to be repulsed.
That's a free action.
Yeah, but other than that, I'm, as much as I want, attempting to, I can't move away or anything, but backing away from this monstrous tongue, trying to distance myself for the next round.
Everybody's asking, what's happening here? He's like, really? You know me. I like to make this entertaining. I like to really get into the creatures and what they would do. So, Heart Eater, you're up. As you see Ziggy drop his bow, take his rapier, pull it in, and this creature just grabs rapier and drags Ziggy in even closer. Ziggy in, and you see this long, curved tongue slather the side of his face. I don't think you speak Draconic. You just hear some weird ass language.
I just see this. But would you say that since he's grabbing the rapier, he's down a hand and can't move now?
I mean, it's not his turn. He's not moving anyway.
No, true. No, just is he still a target that I can stab essentially?
I mean, you have to run up to him and stab. Yeah.
Hop, skip, and jump. I'm gonna run, stab him with my spear. Okay, give me a good roll. Good roll. Load, please. God damn. 10.
10 misses. As he's grabbing his rapier, dragging Ziggy in, just slicking, and you run up and stab. That same rock that you were just trying to hide behind, your foot stumps it and blows you off a kettle a little bit, and you just go wide.
Harry sees that
the
and just
real enemy here.
Bruh.
It's so embarrassing. Do I have a second attack? No, I don't. That was my movement and my attack.
Alright.
In shenanigans.
This rock is going to be like our reoccurring arch enemy throughout the campaign.
As
I
it
only have
lit
one hand-
Ziggy's face, it takes
If I only have one hand on my spear, I'm just gonna pick up that rock. Is that okay?
I mean, you still have. You use 10 feet of movement. You still have 20 feet of movement.
But if I leave, then he's gonna get
you would
opportunity attack.
take an opportunity attack if you would like to move out of the range. But your call.
It's not the greatest. I think she's at a point of pride. No, not pride. She doesn't have pride. Yeah, she's going off animalistic attacks, or instincts. She tried to attack. This thing is too strong. She's gonna go away. So I will take that opportunity attack.
Alright.
I might die.
Does 11 hit you? Does not.
No, it does not.
So you can use all 20? I get you about
I
right
use
there.
all 20. I'm booking it. She's like, big predator. I'm going away. And I hide in a tree. If that's possible.
As it swipes away, just barely misses your hair, cuts a little white string of your hair off, and it flutters down on the ground, taking no actual damage. It looks back at Yi. Stab you twice. Or attempt to. The first one's at 8, so it misses. But the second one is a 17. Take 3 points of piercing damage as it's grappling and dragging you in. You're it misses the first one, it comes back in. I can't wait to eat your insides, it says in Draconic too. Kiri.
Yeah, I'm gonna draw the short bow and yell at the draconic-looking creature, "Oi, Snaggletooth!" Then I'm gonna shoot it.
Actually, I need to retcon something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie, when you died, I didn't read everything of this. I need a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I need to retcon something real quick.
You got
Saving
this.
throw, yeah.
Draconian's poison?
Oh no. That's in that one.
Oh, you fell. So as you killed this one, its body turned to stone, and from the cracks releases this gas. You are now restrained.
Oh, no!
As you start to turn to stone.
What?
And can I re-roll the Constitution on this turn?
At the end of your next turn, you can.
Okay, instead of yelling, "Oi, Snaggletooth," I'm just gonna yell, "Oi, I'm turning to stone!" and still shoot.
So. Alright, yeah. So you're gonna still make an attack? You got it.
Yep, because there's not much else I can do. I got no magic.
What a badass move. As you're turning to stone, you still attack.
Yep. Stabby bitch all the way. 22 to hit.
Nice.
Nice.
And would I have sneak attack on him because he's right next
He's
to
next to,
Siegfried?
Yep.
What'd you roll?
22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Yep, would I get sneak attack though?
Yes, you would.
Yep, cool. 14 damage with sneak attack.
Drop this guy.
Carrie, you get the first of how would you like to do this? Because exactly you have 14 health.
Yep, so I'm yelling, "I'm turning to stone!" And I shoot him. I want it to, while he's got his tongue out to lick the side of Ziggy's face, I want the arrow to go through the back of his head, through his mouth.
So, as you release this
Like just
arrow,
stopping right. Ah.
as you're gripping the bow, as like your arm is turning to stone, as you're gripping this bow real hard, as you release, the arrow goes right through the back of his skull. Ziggy, you get splattered with this blood all over your face, and the arrow comes about 2 centimeters from your nose. It goes lip on your rapier and slides right off to the ground. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, so good I actually got out.
I did a 12.
Should I make another one as well?
12, you just succeeded, and I need another one from you, Gary.
Cool. Nat 20!
Oh, nice.
Yes.
I don't think it really mattered.
Unless I got another nat 1.
Where is that? Yeah.
As you release this, the adrenaline that flows through your body for killing this creature, you're able to shrug off the arm that is turning to stone, and it fades away. You shake it off.
Shake it
off.
And we're now
God.
out of combat.
I think Heart Eater has a lot more respect for Ziggy. Actually, just crouched in a tree, like kind of holding herself.
After a minute or so, these creatures, their bodies crumble to dust, float away.
I want to check on everyone's health and wealth being. Carrie, are you all right?
Yeah, Carrie stows her sword and dagger and her short bow, and yeah, I'm all right. That got a bit hairy, didn't it?
Yeah, that was crazy. Although you're awesome with the bow out of the woods, like nailed them all. Yeah, I've not seen bow work like that in years.
Oh, cheers,
super
love.
impressed.
That's great praise coming from a ranger.
And Heart Eater, should we do something about this rock?
Heart Eater is in a tree 20 feet away. Are you
Sure.
yelling this at her?
Yeah.
You probably just looked over your shoulder like, "Hey, Hardy!" Oh, shit.
Oh, hey. Oh. Well, we should still take care of this rock.
Just hisses at you. It's like. But
Carrie, if
you can. I feel like you can tell that there's more respect in her, the way her body language is towards Ziggy, and also Well, I feel like she already respected Kiri, but like, yeah.
You did good, kid.
All right, well, let's. I want to investigate, like, kick these bodies, the rocks around a little bit, investigate the bodies a little bit, maybe check out the caravan wagon.
Yeah, before they completely disappear.
Right.
Oh,
my
no, they
investigation's so
disappeared.
bad.
They're already gone?
Oh, they've already just.
The ash.
Okay.
But you see the cart has a box that's cracked open, the lid fell off, there's a couple bags, there's some stuff there. They were rummaging through.
I hop down and go to essentially the ruins of the caravan or whatever. I don't know what I'm looking for. Actually, I do know what I'm looking for. Food. I was stressed and now I'm hungry.
You also
Stress eating now.
see by the caravan three bodies in complete armor. The armor's just like wretched, like pretty much damaged all the hell. And they're not moving.
We'll go. I want to go see if any of the bodies are, if they're unconscious rather than just dead.
You can make me a medicine check.
Oh, let's see how that goes.
I'm going to head
13.
a little bit down the road to where the others were running to, the other draconic creatures. They ran away.
Mm-hmm.
I want to head down the road and like examine their footprints and see if maybe I can get a direction of where they were going.
Give me a survival check. And what'd you get for your medicine
13.
check? 13. They are dead.
Okay.
Beyond
Can
any
I,
kind of healing that you could think of to do. You can roll a history check if you want to inspect even further.
I have a question. I think this would also be a medicine check, or maybe perception or whatever. Can I tell what is when they died, what vitality they had? Basically, like, were they in their prime? Were they like old? Were they like young men or whatever people? Or like,
Are you
just
still
get
in
a
the
gauge
tree?
of that?
Mhm.
No, I jumped down. I'm in the caravan.
Yeah, she was looking for food.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah, but like
Um,
you said, there was dead bodies. So like, what role should I use for discerning how old they are, or like what I perceive them to be?
I mean, they're all human.
No, I mean like how old are they? Like would I just know that, kind of just off a glance?
Mostly middle-aged or in their prime. Were in their prime. They're all wearing plate armor. They have horned helmets. What was your?
So yeah, I was gonna say I want to see if I recognize the armor, I recognize the caravan, anything
Give me
else.
a
I got a
history
history
check.
22. I got a history 22. Yeah.
You can tell these are knights of Somalia. Somalia. Solomon.
I
I mean,
Don't- move towards the bodies, and my idea that I just had, I'm not gonna go through with it.
Solaminia.
Yeah.
Solamnia. There we go. Solamnia. There we go.
All right.
What you got?
Yeah, I turned to the others. I'm like, these were hardened knights of the Order of Solamnia, one of the main fighting groups here. Kren, it's crazy. They succumb to these weird lizard folk. By the way, when we were, fighting them and stuff, they speak an ancient language that should be known only to dragons. I happen to know it because I studied some texts of it and stuff like that. But it is completely bizarre. These animals being able to speak actual Draconic, and I was able to understand what they were saying. None of it was important or savory, but that's something interesting.
Cardi is gonna loot the bodies.
Heart eater, you loot the body.
And I
Yeah.
rolled a 13 on my survival.
You can see the tracks, but eventually they go off into the forest, and you cannot further track them anymore. You lose their trail.
Can I see sort of what direction they were moving? Towards the town, away from the town?
Away from the town. Go ahead.
Away from the town? Cool.
South.
Do I find anything on the bodies?
Yeah, you find 3 long swords. You also find 8 days of food and water for 1 person.
Definitely just taking the food and water as well.
You find 40 gold pieces.
I
You
don't
also
care about
find this shiny shield. It has the Knights of Somalia's emblem on it. It's very light. It feels like it should be very heavy, but it's very light.
gold.
You,
Arcana check on that.
Salamia.
Is it a
Salamia.
Oh, that's a 9. Well, it's a shield.
yeah, it's a
I
shield.
think she just like what she's doing is she takes the shield because it's light, puts the food and rations on like on the underside of it, so she's holding like this. And can I take one of the long swords?
There's 3 of them. I mean,
Yeah.
you asking me or asking the party? Because I don't care.
No, I'm asking you as DM. Can
Take
I
whatever
just
you want.
All right, I'm gonna add the long sword to my equipment if my Wi-Fi would load.
Are you proficient?
I am. So that's like
Oh,
one of the
'cause
key
elf,
reasons
yep.
why that's why she's taking it.
Um,
Alright. And then for the shield that I'm currently using as a platter for the rations, I'm kind of just like holding it like this. Cause how big is the shield?
it's like human size, standard
Alright,
size.
I'm holding it like this.
It's
with
kind of
the
like a
food
kite shield.
on it. But yeah, I'm still holding it like this. And I kind of pop out of the caravan and I don't know, I'm just staying next to Ziggy. Because I feel like I'm actually eating one of the rations because I'm just stress eating.
Salami night.
Do you want to
Yeah,
see? There's
Ziggy's,
3.
Ziggy turns to everyone and says, "These creatures had to be after something. Let's try to maybe in the wagon or something we can find. Is there an artifact? Is there an item they were after? Is there anything like that?" And I want to go over and look at the wagon.
I agree. Heart Eater, were you going to use that bag of gold, or?
I thought about that too.
Gold is meaningless and has no value.
I agree. I'll just take that off your hands, love.
No, I didn't even take it. I just left it on the body.
Right.
Oh, did you point it out at all?
Like when you say gold, I'm like, yeah, there's a gold bag there. Whatever.
It's like she didn't even see
But
it.
I know
right?
it's there, yeah.
Yeah. Because I say like, yeah, there's 3 long swords and a bag of gold. I
Oh,
have
cool.
one of the
Yep.
long swords.
Yep, so I take the bag of gold. I'm feeling generous, so I take out a handful of gold, about 20 pieces, and hand it to Siegfried.
Thank you.
For our troubles, yeah?
Yeah, I understand money.
I understand money that you have humans place value in it or just other things, but gold does not barter in the forest.
True. But it does barter in town for things that help you survive in the forest.
You can always steal stuff.
Agreed.
And I kind of look.
I mean,
I
what?
just look at you, Kiri, and like trying to like see like, yeah, we get the vibe of stealing.
Mm-hmm.
Was somebody looking in the cart?
Yeah.
Did I hear that? Give me an
Yes.
investigation check.
Where is it? There we go. I got a 6. I don't even find the card.
What's so bad at investigating?
I just roll bad.
Well, let's have a look then. I'll also have a little search around.
Thanks.
Use any of
I'm
your
standing
stuff
there
like
as
a
moral
natural
support.
20 or advantage for you do
I
this?
guess I better use that. Yeah,
No
I'll
one's
use the
given
natural
me any.
20. So that's 25 total.
Alrighty. As you see Ziggy like searching, and he's like, you see his eyes, like you can't take his eyes off the shield that Heart Eater's holding. Something's drawing his eyes to the shield. and he's half-assed, like looking through stuff, not even looking where he's grabbing his hands because he's so focused on the shield. And you just walk up. Do you not see the bots there?
There's
I'm
a
literally using
cool
it as a
looking
platter.
chest right there.
What?
Hey, what? Well,
Just a
Yep, I'll-
piece of jerky.
Mhm.
No one on it.
I'll give it a jiggle, see if it's unlocked.
Sure.
There's a small little padlock on it.
I'll first I'll check it for traps. Is the padlock itself trapped?
Investigation check.
13.
It's pretty
It
decent.
is not trapped.
Or so it seems. Okay, yep, I'll try to unlock it with my thieves' tools.
You got it. You still have an advantage.
Oh, true. I don't need it though. Mod 20.
Damn.
Well, the DC was 25.
Yeah!
Just kidding.
Oh.
As you open it up, you see this medallion. Very ornate, almost just glowing. And you also see, like, this other necklace that has, like, some kind of vial and red stuff floating in it.
Ooh, we've got some pretties here. I'm
I
liking
kinda
the
like
look
to
of this
skip over
red.
to
It
you,
goes
like-
well with my red sleeves. What was that, Heart Eater?
No, like I like hopped up behind you. I'm just like, because since you're so short, I'm just kind of literally standing right over you, just looking down. Kind of like, interesting.
Did we say a
Probably-
vial of red stuff?
Yeah, it's like a
One
vial.
of the is inside the sort of thing. Or is that a separate vial?
Yeah, it's a separate vial. It's not what you were looking
Oh,
for.
my bad.
Ah.
But you can
How
say
do
you
you
do it, and it
actually-
just interacts more social interaction here if you want to say you're taking that one instead.
What all was in the chest? Just the vial, or?
It was
The vial and medallion.
Oh, okay. Does
that
can we
gold?
look at the medallion? Does it look like we recognize it from anything? Is it so and so's medallion?
I kind of just reach over you, just pick up and hold it. Like I'm holding it by the chain, so like for me, I'm kind of looking down at it. For you, it's like right in front of your face, like swinging about to hit your head,
Mhm.
hit you.
Does it have like property of written on the back of it?
oh,
Spins it.
Is it maybe magic? You seem like a magic-y type Heart Eater.
My Arcana is terrible. I'm gonna do an Arcana. I think I'm just Arcana check on that and the vial.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna make 2.
you do have a nat 20.
That was a 12.
Okay, well, never
And
mind.
honestly, yeah, I'll just
We're probably
nat
not
20 on
gonna need to.
Well, I
use
don't
it.
need to. I got 12. Are the vial and medallion magical?
They're magical of some sort.
They're both magical.
Just don't know what type or anything like that.
Would I have to get a nat 20 for that? Probably. Thing is,
Yep.
I know what we're gearing towards, but like, Heidegger has no motivation to take anything right now.
Well, we've got a little
actually,
vial of
you-
magic red stuff.
I would say for you, Heart Eater, is high enough that one of the items that you feel more drawn towards, just because of what it is the one that Carrie grabbed.
I like that one.
So the red vial.
It's more
You
magical.
can have it. I don't know what it is. I put it up over my head for you to grab, and I say, then I'll
Yeah.
have this one and take the
Yeah, and I just drop it.
medallion.
Yeah, I wonder if these are not so much treasure but clues. Maybe we should be a little bit more careful and figure out what's in this vial of red stuff.
I just shake it.
Oh, whoa, hold on.
No,
I need
no,
everybody
no,
roll a
it's-
Constitution
we-
saving throw.
We don't know if something's
Uh-oh.
I'm just
explosive.
kidding.
For real?
I'm just
Okay.
kidding.
No, like, I'm just shaking the inside just to see if anything moves. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna do like a nervous, maybe try to. I'm not like doing attacking her or anything, but like kind of reaching for it, trying to steady it, like I'm gonna catch it. Like we're
Immediately just
handling
puts it down my shirt.
nitroglycerin. Oh, okay. Well, that'll keep it safe.
Does the vial have a necklace on it? Like a cord or anything?
It would typically go in your pocket or in your satchel or something.
Yeah.
That was more like a necklace.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I slip the cord around, tuck it in under my whatever I'm wearing clothes.
So, did we recognize anything from this medallion or anything like that? Like any sort of investigation? Do we,
Yeah, I
do
can
we
have
know it from somewhere?
a little fiddle with it and have a close look at it.
Yeah.
Not
Like, does that have
trying
any
to determine.
symbols that we would know?
Yeah, not trying to determine if it's magical or anything. Just seeing if it has like a owner's mark on it or something.
Right.
Sure. Roll an investigation check.
14.
I got 18.
What are you checking?
I was checking the front of the medallion to see if I recognize, like, is this like the medallion from such and such a kingdom or such and such
Okay,
a
I'm
person?
looking at the back. I'm holding it like that. He's looking at the front. I'm looking at the back.
Well,
You look at the bottom. You recognize the writing, engraving, as Isman Shield written on the bottom of it.
This was Ispin's.
I just take out the vial and I'm looking for like if it has like Ispin Green Shield or his initials on it.
It does.
You guys don't think the vial is Ispin, do you?
Are there ashes in
God,
here?
I hope not.
Yeah,
Is
like, is it the
like
remains or
blood.
something? Maybe it's the blood of Ispin?
Roll me an investigation check, Hardy, if you're actually looking for ashes.
18.
You see bits of pieces of ashes floating in the
Oh, no.
I uncork it. I just open it and kind of
You can't
tip it
open
out on my tongue, just like to see if I can taste
You're not
it.
That
able
might
to
not-
open it.
But
You're not able to
wait.
open it.
Oh, I'm not able to open it. Okay.
Okay.
I just like, looking at it. These are Ispin's ashes.
I mean, I guess you can assume that it is.
No, she just automatically thinks it's his ashes. It's
Mhm.
Ispin's ashes.
Guys, I think we found the hearse that was like kind of transporting Ispin's remains to the funeral in Volga we're supposed to go to, but the Draconians, the lizard people we don't know the names of, for some reason tried to intercept it. Why would they be after Ispin's remains?
I mean, he was quite the adventurer back in his day. They probably knew he had things like this in here.
You think they were hunting him?
Oh, not particularly hunting him, but
put it
these
back
magic
under my
items.
shirt and like keep it safe.
We as characters don't know what happened to Ispin. We just know we've been invited to his funeral, right?
Tardy assumes he
Yeah.
died of old age.
Yeah, so
All humans do, right?
All humans die of old age. Yeah, she's like, oh, his ashes are now over my heart.
more.
Fitting.
Well, guys, I think we have a sacred duty to get these ashes and this medallion and any other relics of Ispin into Volgar for
Yes,
the
I was-
funeral services. Yeah.
I was going to say that it doesn't feel right to keep these. We should put them back
Wait.
in this chest and take
Roll me a
them to
history
his
check.
family, to the...
Who?
Carrie, roll me a history
Yep.
check.
Oh, sorry.
The chest was attacked. If we keep
23.
it on our person, it's harder to.
I got a 23 history check.
Do you remember your last letters from Isman that you talked to? He described that he has something like this waiting for you in your.
A bequeathment? Mm-hmm. Perhaps we can hold on to them. I imagine these were the things that were bequeathed to us. I don't know about the rest of you, but I was told in a letter from Ispin, or from Ispin's estate, that I would have something similar to this medallion waiting for me at the funeral service.
Did Ispen
Perhaps we
want
can
me
hold
to
on to
have
them.
his ashes?
Perhaps you
Hardy
were
is
very
now
close?
visibly very confused. He's like, did he want me to have his ashes? What am I going to do with his ashes?
We should certainly be sure to present them to the funeral and say this was Ispen's and he gifted it to us because we were good friends. I feel that's perhaps the best way to go about this.
Yeah, why don't we
Perhaps.
lock this back up and let Heart Eater keep it safe, and we'll try to get it into town, continue with the caravan into Volger, and present it at the funeral location.
She's not removing it at all. It's still under her
Right.
shirt. So if you want to get it, you'd have to like take
All
her
right,
shirt
how about,
off.
yeah, that's Heart Eater. Why don't you look after that stuff, keep it safe, try not to drink it, and hopefully maybe we could convince you to relinquish it back in town for the funeral.
Yes, maybe he wanted me to spread his ashes in the forest.
I think it's possible.
Yes.
We don't know what his last wishes were.
What were those
who's this?
creatures? The guy that
This guy's still here.
Oh,
well, he kind of held back and just kind of came back up and looking because he didn't hear anything for a while and sees y'all just talking over stuff. What were those creatures?
yeah, I don't know.
Ah,
Giant lizards.
Giant lizards that spoke ancient languages.
and had wings. Isn't
They
that
spoke
strange?
gibberish.
And he looks at one of the captain. I see.
Oh,
you.
were you in love?
I tilt my body away so he can't see that I have one of the long swords on me. So I just kind of like,
But he eyes the shield.
yeah, I'm still holding the shield. It's a platter. I've got
That's
the
definitely
rations.
not a plata. Y'all should
I
take
mean-
the one. Y'all should wield that shield in his honor.
Who will?
One of y'all should wield the shield in his honor.
I'll take the shield.
I'm looking at
Yeah, it
you
might do
guys.
better as a shield than a big platter, darling. I can keep the food in my pack if you like.
No.
How about I
You have a
trade you? How about I trade you? And I have my little wooden shield. I give her. It's actually perfectly dish shaped. It's just exactly what you would want for a big kind of food bowl. And I'm like, how about that shield you give to me, and I'll give you this lovely curved, nice wooden bowl shield. I mean, not shield. I mean, food holding bowl container thing.
I low-key want you to give me like a persuasion check.
I can try it. I think I just raw. I'm doing a 4.
No, the shoe is light. I like it. I will carry it back to camp. And I start heading back.
Well, darling Heart Eater, you do have that medallion. Isn't it fair that Siegfried should get something?
True. Turn back around.
I look
I'm
crestfallen.
holding the bag,
sheepish.
the rations now, like close to my chest, because food is most important. And it's like, we do the trade. And I have the tiny one.
I reverentially take the shield. I'm very excited and interested about it.
It's got little food crumbs on the inside of it.
Oh yeah, I'm like brushing that off a little bit, like being very much like, oh,
As
this
you
was
pick
the
it up,
Knights of
it's immaculate,
whatsoever.
and it has
Yeah.
the symbol of the knights
All
on
right.
the front. And you can add your +2 shield to your inventory.
I gotcha.
So I don't think you need to attune to that one.
I don't think
Actually,
so.
about the rations again. How many did I get?
8 days.
8
days
days.
of rations for a single person.
8 days a week.
Okay.
Well,
I already ate once. Okay.
Siegfried, did you want one of these long swords? We've got 2 left.
Oh no, thank you. I appreciate it. I am not the best with long swords. I have
Right.
a nice rapier by my side. I appreciate the offer.
Yeah, no worries. Kerry takes the long swords, puts them into their sheaths, and just like carries the long swords like a huge lumber thing over her shoulder and carts them off.
I forget Kinders are small.
Yeah,
Mhm.
longsword's taller than you are.
I feel like I just take one and just like hold it so you're only carrying one.
Oh, you hold one.
I'm holding one. Yeah, because like
I'm taking the other two.
Okay. She's
So I
collecting
have-
swords
I
for
have
her
two.
throne.
because I'm
Oh, okay.
wearing one, I'm holding one, and
I
you
see, I
got
see.
No,
one.
there was 3 long swords. So you're saying you
Yeah, I
picked up
know.
2 of them? Okay.
That's all good.
But like this, the one I strapped to myself is the one I'm gonna wear. The one I'm actually physically holding in my hand, I don't need that one. So it's like a temporary. So yeah.
Yeah, you just
so
saw the little Kenda trying to haul these huge
Mhm.
things, and you're like, I'll just
Yeah,
take
it's
one of
like-
those.
how,
I'm just
how
holding
do how do bathroom breaks work on a stream like this?
Well, I mean, y'all pretty much ended. I'm
Ziggy
just trying to
thinks.
find a break here for you guys.
Oh, all right.
So, Ray's, well, you didn't know his name. So he says, well, let's get these people, these knights back so they get a proper barrel. And,
Oh, yeah, that would probably be nice. Yeah.
We
Eventually,
were
the
just thinking about
caravan
a friend.
catches up to you guys as it is, as y'all having this discussion. It takes some time. The caravan catches up. Y'all able to load the bodies back onto the caravans and headed towards Volker. So,
While
as-
this is happening, I'm attuning to this amulet.
yeah, you're gonna tune those
Oh,
2
since
items.
it's like literally right over my heart, I'm also attuning to it.
Yeah, so you're going to tune to your 2 items that you started out with. And as y'all heading through the woods towards Roger, that's where we conclude the Preludes. And we'll come back next week, same time, 7 p.m. Friday, for the official episode 1 of Dragonlance.
Nice,
Oh.
nice.
Final conclusions?
No, we did not get that rock because Heidi was not picking that thing up.
I remembered the rock. I used my like nature skill to just memorize that rock. We're coming back to it. We're gonna nail it.
We're never
Well,
coming back to that rock.
Speaking
Or
of
maybe character growth, maybe.
let me do the closing out for this. So everybody, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. This is the prelude for Dragonlance. We'll be back next week with the full cast. We'll all be meeting up together for the very first time. Exclamation point merch. If you like, get you some merch, t-shirts, hoodies, the glass cups. I don't think I have any in here. My coffee cup or anything. There's stuff like that in there, hoodies. If you'd like to get you some Goblets and Warlocks merch, we're currently doing giveaways right now. There's these type of dice. I don't know if you can see on the screen, but this is a blue Triceratops inside the
Cool.
dice and an owl inside these set of dice. They're currently doing giveaways in the Discord. So if you'd like to join the Discord, you can enter in our Discord. That's where we do our giveaways for our lovely community that we all are in. And I'm doing 3 sets of giveaways. There's those and baby Triceratops. I don't know if you can see. The green's getting cut out because of my green screen. Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a baby Triceratops one too. Not baby Tyrannosaurus T-Rex. Baby T-Rex. There we go. Jesus. It's been a long night already. But we'd like to thank you for hanging out. We love you very much. Next time we'll be live. We'll be Monday for the Goblet. I'm really hoping I don't kill a
did we
character,
level up
but I
yet?
think I might. Somebody's in. Let's just say they're in extreme danger. But anyway, we love you very much, and we'll see you on Monday. Have a good night. Bye.
Wait, did we level up?
Always knew a missing piece, waiting in the dark, like a quiet melody. That if I listened hard, I could hear the I can feel it burn.